Today, I want to talk to you about how one tiny shift could literally change your entire life, your entire future. And I know that sounds crazy, but hear me out. So, first, I want to tell you a story. And this is the parable of two streets. Okay, so you guys can see this. You got to bring it out. So, in a small town, there were two parallel streets. Okay, and they existed side by side. One was on Elm Street. Everything was pristine. The sidewalks were clean, the houses were well kept, the lawns were beautiful, right? There were little flowers, there were trees, kids are playing outside. Everything was lovely, right? Neighbors greeted each other warmly. But one block over, on Willow Street, there was something a little different, right? It had just one broken window in an abandoned house. And it seemed insignificant at first, but no one fixed it. And over time, the weeds overtook the yard, right? The weeds are going crazy, right? And graffiti appeared on the walls. And trash piled up. And the once lively street became silent, except for the occasional scuffle of stray animals and maybe some loitering strangers. But what had changed? One tiny sign of neglect, the broken window, signaled that nobody cared, and that was enough for the decay to spread. Now, the same principle applies to life. Your habits are the windows, right, of your life. Okay? When left unchecked, one small crack invites chaos to take over. But there is good news. Fixing even the smallest broken window can change everything. So, what is the broken window theory? Now, the broken window theory originated in criminology and in urban studies. It was first introduced by social scientists James Q. Wilson and George Kelling in 1982. So, the theory suggests that the visible signs of disorder, like broken windows, graffiti, or litter, can encourage further crime and neglect. And what they found that when minor issues were ignored, it signals that no one's paying attention. This causes larger problems to emerge, but when a city quickly repairs small damages, it prevents crime from escalating. A perfect example of this was in New York City, where they famously applied this principle in the 1990s. So authorities cracked down on small crimes like, subway fare evasion, vandalism, and public disorder. And over time, major crime rates plummeted, fixing the small things that prevented bigger problems. Now, the same psychological pattern applies to our personal lives. When one unchecked habit invites disorder, one small fix can change everything. So my question is, what are your broken windows? So you may not think a few bad habits matter. After all, what's one extra slice of cake, one missed workout, one more snooze button tap? But that's exactly how habits work. Tiny cracks in discipline widen over time until they reshape your entire identity. So here's how broken windows show up in real life. The unfinished task. You tell yourself, you'll put away the laundry later, but later never comes. Soon other tasks pile up. Your home feels out of control. The ignored alarm. You snooze your alarm once, then twice, and eventually waking up on time feels impossible and your mornings become rushed and stressful. The mindless scroll. Oh my goodness, we're all definitely got to work on this one. You check your phone, right, just for a minute before bed, and minutes turn into hours, and now you're groggy the next morning, starting the cycle over. Does this sound familiar? Absolutely. Next is the skipped workout. One missed session leads to another, and before you know it, exercise isn't even a part of your identity anymore. So each of these is a small, seemingly harmless act, but they set the stage for bigger problems: procrastination, disorganization, low energy, and lost momentum. The truth, your life doesn't have to fall apart overnight. It unravels one ignored habit at a time. So there's a hidden power of fixing just even one window. So if leaving a broken window can cause a whole street to deteriorate, then fixing one can reverse the process, not just for the street, but for the entire mindset. So imagine if you committed to making your bed every morning. Suddenly your bedroom feels orderly, which motivates you to keep other areas clean. Maybe you exercise just for 5 minutes instead of skipping it entirely. Now that small win reaffirms your identity as someone who moves your body daily. You drank one glass of water first thing in the morning instead of coffee. That single action leads to better hydration, digestion, and energy throughout the entire day. Now, each repaired window really strengthens your sense of control. And when you feel in control, confidence follows. And when confidence builds, momentum takes over. Now, this is what I call the habit healer mindset, because you're always just one healing habit away from transformation. Because remember, your brain is always watching. So here's the real reason fixing that one small habit matters. Because the brain just notices everything we do. Every action sends a subconscious signal. When you clean up right away, your brain says, I take care of my space. When you stick to a commitment, your brain says, I am someone who follows through. When you choose movement over excuses, your brain says, I am strong. But the opposite is also true. When you leave things unfinished, your brain says, I don't follow through. When you keep delaying change, your brain says, I can't be trusted to change. Each decision strengthens or weakens your belief in yourself. And so over time, this will shape your identity. So how do we fix this window without feeling overwhelmed? Because you really don't need a complete life overhaul. You just need to fix one broken window starting today. So I'm going to give you 3 steps on how to do this. Step 1 is identify the most damaging small habit. Ask yourself, what's the one small habit that's adding to my stress, clutter, or lack of energy? What's a tiny behavior that doesn't seem like a big deal, but I know it's pulling me backward? Just pick one. That's really important. Just one. Step 2 is choose the smallest repair possible, the tiniest repair possible. Now, instead of setting an extreme goal, make the smallest possible change. That starts fixing the problem. So if your space is always messy, start by making your bed every morning. If you always hit snooze, move your alarm across the room. If you keep skipping workouts, commit to 1 minute of movement daily. The key here is to make the change ridiculously simple and easy to do. This way your brain experiences a win, reinforcing the identity shift. Now, step 3 is stack it with a new habit. So once you repair one window, let the momentum build. Make your bed, now put away your laundry. Exercise for 5 minutes, now drink a glass of water. Stop scrolling at night, now read 2 pages of a book instead. Now this is how habits grow without feeling forced or overwhelming. Now, remember, momentum works both ways. Which direction will you choose? Because your habits are always moving you towards order or chaos, momentum never stays still. So just like your Elm Street or Willow Street, your choices dictate whether your life remains in order or spirals into dysfunction. But remember, the great news, you don't need a complete life overhaul. You just need to fix that one small habit today. The one change that will ripple outward, strengthening your discipline, your confidence, and your self-trust. So tell me below, what's your broken window? And more importantly, what's your fix? Because remember, you're always just one healing habit away. And if you need some more help on figuring out how to fix the broken windows that might be leading to struggle with your weight, I have an entirely free webinar just for you. And I am so excited for people to watch this. It's how to lose weight effortlessly without dieting, willpower, or counting calories. And I know this sounds crazy, but listen to the 3 secrets that you're going to learn. Secret number 1, why trying harder will never work and what to do instead. Secret 2, you're not broken, my friends. Yes, you haven't just tried this yet. And secret 3 is the hidden force controlling your habits and how to use it for your advantage. The link is below. Just register, you get instant access, completely free, and I will see you there. And as always, thanks for watching and sending joy, love, and healing your way, as always. Bye, everyone.